shade, a palette full of gray, in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, and if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. Don't box I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Have I become a little too shy for love? I've been hurt before, all's fair in love and war. So I snuggle up close to the shell I'm living in, and if I let you in, another round begins. And no, I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side.
Should I be scared? The feeling's so different now. You got me floating here, a feather in the air. Oh, but when the wind blows, will I tumble or sail away? Or would you have me stay? And what if I escape? I know
I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side, by your side. I'm not afraid. We found something that'll never fade. We can be ourselves and figure out the rest along the way. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side. I need you by my side. I need you by my side.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another AFR broadcast. As usual, I am Kunai Zero, and with me is the ever lovely Gus Rules.
Hello.
All right, so we are here for round 15 in the AFR Tier 1 Championship at the Temple of Speed, known as Monza. And we should be in for a cracker of a race tonight. Now, our guys are just getting ready in the pre-game lobby, so while we're doing that, how about we go over the current standings in the Driver and Teams Championships. So Potsy is in the lead with 213 points for Red Bull, with 4 first place finishes there. Hero in second place with 193 points, tied, funnily enough, with Mikau from AlphaTauri, who was also on 193. We have FIBA in fourth position with 129 points, Big Al with 111, for Mercedes, Artanis, Aston Martin with 94 in sixth, Geordie has 76 points in seventh position for Alpine, T-Mac for Mercedes with 76 points as well in eighth place, Trin with 67 points in ninth place for the Red Bull team, and Baitmate rounds out the top 10 with 64 points for Haas. And if we look at the team standings, it'll be Williams on the top there with 322 points, which is quite a decent jump there from Red Bull with 280, AlphaTauri with 218, Mercedes with 187, Aston Martin with 126, Alpine with 100, Alfa Romeo with 77 in 7th, Haas with 66 points in 8th place, Ferrari with 25, and McLaren with 21. All right, I believe the lobby is ready to go, so what we'll do is we'll switch over. Now, Gus, what are your thoughts going into this race? What are your ideas on things like strategy and who to look out for and all of that?
So Monza is typically a pretty comfortable one-stop soft to medium. What is different though with this game compared to previous ones is that the curbs, particularly at the second Variante chicane, are basically undrivable. So previously you used to be able to take a lot of entry and exit curb at the second Variante chicane. So that's one after Curva Grande. And now your car will launch if you take too much of that curb. So you've got to be careful, especially with the sim damage that we're running. It will cause a bit of floor damage. So, and I've heard as well, even the runoff section at the second Variante, because there are those yellow kind of sausage curbs to slow you down, they do actually cause floor damage as well, regardless. So Seb shouting out as well, did everyone see my dangerous rejoin at Ascari with an A, not an E, as whoever does the highlights video clearly has no idea what they're doing.
Yep.
But yes, I think, yeah, second Variante chicane is going to be the one to watch, especially on the opening few laps, maybe even after safety car restarts. There'll be a lot of bunching up of people. But it's another one of those tracks where it's just such a quick lap that these guys are going to be separated by tenths. There's not going to be a lot of room between them once the dust has settled.
Indeed, and we'll get to see that in just a short while. But of course, qualifying precedes the race because that's what determines the grid, as we have 16 minutes and 54 seconds on that round clock. And as we see a bunch of cars making their way out on track, we'll stay on board with Trin here for Team Red Bull and see where he can place that Red Bull of his on the board. Now, of course, Monza, fast circuit, so expect some blistering times. I forget the percentage of on throttle for this track, but it's quite high. I'm sure someone who does know will probably tell me in the chat. As we see him just coming down the back straight now into the Ascari chicane. Tyre temps are going to be very, very important here. So low downforce setup. Got to be careful of those tyres ballooning out of control. You don't want the tyres to go too far off the other end. Otherwise, you'll lose all grip and then you'll probably get a spin. And considering the speed that you're going, we don't want a repeat of a Charles Leclerc into the wall. Although you can't red flag a race in F1 2021. All right, so on board. And Gus, do you want to do the honors? Just take us through a lap of the Temple of Speed.
Certainly. So coming into the first Variante chicane, braking just after the 100-meter board, dropping down to second short shift, up to third just to control the wheel spin on the exit of turn 2. Another little short shift as he comes into Curva Grande, keeps it nice and close to the inside line of the corner. Up to 8th gear, and a little bit of a run down into the second Variante chicane. There's a yellow flag already. It looks like one of the Haas's has gone through. Doesn't take much curb on the inside, and nice control of the traction on the exit as well. There's that slow Haas, so it's going to park it right on the apex. It's going to be a little bit distracted for the Red Bull. Comes to the first Lesmo. Doesn't take too much exit curb, just being a bit conservative on the first lap. Takes a lot of inside curb on the second Lesmo. And then we're here at the DRS straight on the run into Ascari. And it's looking like a pretty tidy lap so far. Of course, this is his first banker lap, but comes into Ascari, brakes just before that curb, takes a lot of inside curb there, runs a little bit wide at the apex of the second part, but keeps it completely flat through the final part of Ascari. The run down into Parabolica, which I believe is no longer called Parabolica in real life, but anyway. Brakes just about at the 50-meter mark, keeps it in fifth gear, runs a bit wide. Sometimes you can shift down into fourth just to keep it nice and tight, but then shortens the track distance, takes a lot of the inside line, and goes P2 with a 120.271. He's about 7/10 off the pace from Hero, who's our current pole sitter.
I don't actually have the name fresh in my head, but it isn't called the Parabolica. It was renamed.
It's named after an Italian driver or something?
Yes, that's right. And if anybody in chat can help us out here, I do know the name. I just don't have it on the top of my head. But yes, great lap there from Trin as Fiba now takes a fastest lap. That's it, it's the Alboreto. Thank you very much. As Fiba takes a fastest lap here at 119.575 from the Williams driver. We'll jump on board with combined for Alfa Romeo. Currently on an outlet, as we see a bunch of other times come in. Simdogger there with a 120.139. T-Mac with a 120.380. Looks like Matt Dabry for Alpine reserve driver slots in there in fourth position with a 120.119. And the slowest of the current set times, 123.8 from Smitty in the Haas.
So Matt Dabry filling in for Geordie tonight in the Alpine, I believe. That's right.
Yep. You see combined just slowing down to allow some other drivers past. As he makes his way around the Alboreto curve. And we'll jump on board with him as he goes to set a fastest lap.
Well, Bluey has retired at Curva Grande. So it looks like he's touched the grass at the exit of turn 2. Now, we saw a couple of those highlights at the start of the coverage. If you run a little bit wide at the exit curb of the first Variante chicane onto, as you come out of turn 2, you can light up the rears on the grass, and it'll either spit you into the outside wall or the inside wall, as we saw there for Bluey. So he didn't set a time, so as long as everyone else is able to set a banker, he will be at the back of the grid.
Well, that is one Alfa Romeo out as we watch the other one make his way around the track. So a good starting position will lay on the shoulders of combined YouTuber here as he makes his way through the Lesmos 1 and 2. As we have a flag, Sector 1 down at the Ascari chicane. It looks like a slow Ferrari just making its way out of the exit. Here we are, DRS zone, flat all the way down to said chicane. 340 kilometers an hour almost as you get down to the bottom, hard braking. As you see, nice and smooth. You can use a lot of the track on the outside without getting invalidated, so you'll see most drivers take advantage of that. Then up towards 330 kilometers an hour there. Nice braking. Want to extend that curve. Not as far as I thought he would, but in any case. And then he'll cross the DRS line for a short distance. And then across the line there for 120.772 on the board, which for right now puts him in at 10th position. Change of pace here, switching on to Panda for the AlphaTauri team with a 121.49 on the board, but I'm sure, knowing how fast this guy can actually drive, that'll be improved on a lot more, as he's just on an outlap coming down the back straight now. Sector 2, Sector 3, yellow flag shown. That'll just be for slow drivers. You can see the blue dot there, just letting the maroon dot pass.
Out of fuel, I believe, so you can do 2 flying laps in on a tank of fuel, but you will run out just at the end if you're in lap. So fuel indicator light is well and truly red, but he makes it back into the pits without too much of a fuss.
Ooh, Penna going very, very wide there through Alboreto. Here we go.
Could just be trying to extend a little bit just to get maximum speed down the straight just before he starts.
Now, just curious, it looks like Artanis will be well out of the way before the first turn. Oh, no, you hear that? That was a lockup. That's not a great entry, and he's definitely lost time. We'll have a look at the sector line as he crosses it. There was definitely a lockup on that right side. A lot of load on the front right coming into that turn. And as he crosses there, oh, he's still up on his time, 2.5 tenths. So it'll be an improvement nonetheless, but I wonder just how much of an improvement we'll see, as he is the last time on the board at the moment. Phoebe still well and truly with provisional pole. Not by much.
The yellow flag in Sector 1. Combined YouTubers taking the runoff at the first Variante chicane.
Just here the front left losing traction there with the high speed corner. Around the final turn. Looking at the time, it's going to be a decent one, probably in the 120s. And there it is, a 120.331, and that has shot him up to 12th position as of right now. Wondering how long we have on the clock. Sector 2, Sector 3 yellow flag there, 9 minutes left in the session, so still plenty of time to get a couple of laps in.
So just got the Alfa Romeo running out of fuel in Sector 3. That's the yellow flags that you're seeing at the moment.
On board here with Sim Dogger. Fortunately, the only Ferrari on the track tonight. So we'll see if he can set a decent time. Currently in 8th position, 120.076. So in the top 10. Just wonder if he'll be able to improve that at all as the Alpine flies past. Getting a nice cheeky toe there. And if Simdog is smart, he'll try and tuck into this break. Possibly getting extra speed down the straight. We'll jump on board. Just have a look at the kilometers an hour. So he should be able to reach somewhere around 330, 335. And yeah, that's giving him a good boost. He might actually hit... Oh, does he? No, 338. Almost 340. And you can hear the slide there too, so it's hard on the brakes with these cars. The amount of brake pressure you can actually put into them is insane, but even so, you don't stop from 330 kilometers an hour quickly. Even so, he's crossed the line and he's down on his time apparently by 1.7. To keep an eye on that one. Here we go. Down through Sector 2. He'll cross the Sector 2 line just before the Ascari chicane. And it does say he's slower at the moment. That's an interesting... Oh, massive cut on the inside there. And the invalidation as expected. And so no improvement. He's currently 9th at the moment. So hopefully a better lap to show the Tifosi here in attendance. We have a bunch of drivers out there. Let's jump on board with Phoebe as he's just coming into the Ascari chicane. Now we'll stay on the external cameras, get a sense of speed. He makes his way down towards the final turn. 119.57, his best time. We'll see if he can improve on that at all as he comes around Alboreto. Got to be careful.
A request from Seb to just call it Parabolica.
Did he really? Please call it Parabolica.
He asked, yeah.
I guess I can do that. I mean, it's not accurate, but sure. Some people don't like change, old man. All right. Now, Phoebe, of course, did improve on that time of 119.3. So that's 2 tenths at the moment. Higher than his teammate. And we know that Hero isn't slow. So I wonder if Hero will come out and try and attempt to beat that. He's in the pits at the moment. I'll just have to wait for the sector... Like to go out there, 5 minutes, 58 seconds on the clock, so there is still time to set another lap. We'll jump on board with Mikau. Currently on an out lap. We saw his teammate previously, a 120.3, currently in 12th position. Mikau with a 119.8 in 4th at the moment, as he just comes around the final turn. We'll see if he can improve. Simi Skate in the chat there, 19.3, that is a rapid time. Yes, it is, and that is why, or what you can come to expect from Tier 1. These guys... take this game seriously. They put in the time, they put in the practice, and the results speak for themselves. Seb, I can't wrap my head around it not being called Parabolica. A lot of people can't, but the reason why it was renamed was for a decent reason. I mean, however, to be fair, calling it Parabolica is more sensical considering it is a parabolic curve. Hence the name. In any case, well, just for you, mate, we'll call it Parabolica for the rest of the session. So Mika now going through the second variante, otherwise known as the Del Roggia chicane. And it's just interesting to see the little tiny intricacies that drivers do a bit differently through some of these. You can see some take corners a little bit more attack, some take them a little less attack, little different techniques.
Mikau down on his time by half a tenth. His teammate, though, Panda, behind him, up by 2/10 as he comes into Ascari. Purple in the second sector, and he actually missed, didn't take all the curb at the second Lesmo, so there's still time to find there for the AlphaTauri. He's got enough time as well to get back in the pits and chuck on another set.
I wonder if Mikau's going to come straight to the pits. No, he's just going to hug this inside. It is a shorter distance, as Gus alluded to earlier. He'll cross the line by... he improved by 0.001. So, a 119.863 on the board at the moment.
Panda found 3/10. He's up into P9 now. 1 minute 20.009. 11 thousandths of a second quicker than Batemate in P10.
It's all to play for now. 3 minutes 50 on that session timer. So it'll get down to desperation mode. Feber still in the lead of this. Can you really say the lead of a qualifying session? Probably a slip up there. It's provisional pole is the way that you would say it. Lead does sound funny. So Feber
He's
with
winning qualifying.
Oh, actually, okay. That didn't require such an extreme. Oh, actually, but you get my point. With the 2022 game, Lord Jesus, please make it a good one. Do you F1 Sprint? Do you reckon they bring that in?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because here's how I see it, and this is going to seem really reductionist, but bear with me. It would be cool, but I don't think I want to put my eggs in the add more things Codemasters basket.
Yeah, I agree.
Because...
yeah, we've seen, without the complexity that sprint qualifying would bring, the game's interesting at best.
Right, so that's where I'm at, because I'm just like, okay, it gives you an extra option, it could bring in something interesting, love or hate F1 Sprint. I'm not here to start a debate on that. Take that to the sky pole. But yeah, I mean, they'd be looking to add features. I'm sure they'll do it. But again, I just want a solid game. I just want a game where we can come in here and I know that I'm not going to crash, you're not going to crash. The drivers will crash, but I prefer they crash on the track versus actually the game crashing. But we just want a solid thing, and hopefully with the new requirement and maybe if they increase the team budget, whatever, we'll see that. The other thing too is now, it's Potsy. You see the car snap there. He's got to be very, very careful. He's aborted that lap. He knows that it cost him time. And I just wonder if I managed to capture that. Let's just jump back there. So here we go into the chicane. Just have a look at that steering wheel. And the car, bang! Look at that. It's really well done to catch the slide, but it's cost him a lot on the time. And I do admit that now, of course, with Mercedes bringing their car to iRacing, absolutely spoiled on that. And that's always going to be in the back of my mind while playing these games is what could have been.
You can set all that stuff up, like with iRacing, you can have the sprint qualifying to set the grid and all that wonderful stuff. So, yeah, be interesting to see if that kind of gets Codemasters to get their stuff together for the next game, but we can only hope.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, Mattia Dapri put in a good time just before, made a couple of tenths, and he's popped up to P5, just 9 thousandths of a second behind Mikau there in P4. And everyone gearing up for their final laps. We've only got 45 seconds left in the session, so this is crunch time for everyone. Basically, one-shot quali from here.
And you can
see we have 1.2 seconds separates first and 17th.
You can see every single driver is on the track, bar one, which is Panda, currently in the pits.
Artanis has spun at Scary, and he's pointing the wrong way in the exit on the racing line, and that's going to be ruining a few people's laps, I think. And he's got to be careful he doesn't go the wrong way here, because he will get disqualified, and he has been disqualified.
Commentator's curse, he's just put the moz on him.
I mean, he was driving the wrong way. That's a legitimate disqualification.
Hold on, I'll just do my best cosplay here. Just let me stand up. That's on you. All right. So, FIBA has invalidated his lap. He was purple in the first sector, and he just went a little bit too ham through the second Lesmo, and that's an invalidated lap, so he won't improve. But the question, as he gets squirrely through a scurry there, I just wonder if Hero will. No, it looks like he's calling it off there. So, team orders, I wonder? Maybe just wasn't going fast enough anyway.
Batemate found a couple of tenths. He's moved up from P10 to P8. And I think Big Al is just about to complete lap. Finds 2 tenths. He goes P5 with a 1:19.829. I think Pondon as well is on an invalidated lap, so he is done. I think we only have Trin and T-Mac.
T-Mac is on a slow.
On track.
He's invalidated.
Simdogger is on a flyer at the moment. He's currently half a tenth down on his time as he comes through Ascari. And he will be the last one to complete his flying lap.
Will there be an improvement? Needs to try and find a 10th. A 10th in a bit, and he'll be able to jump third. There's the Tifosi scream. He comes around the final turn. Will he cross the line with an improvement? No, a 119.7. I mean, it is an improvement.
300's, but not enough.
Yeah, but it's not enough, exactly. It's not enough to jump there. So, with the session drawn to a close, FIBA will take pole for round 15 with his teammate starting alongside. A 119.3 takes pole. That's a blinding lap too. Really quick. So I'm sure we'll see a strong showing from the Williams, but there's it's more than a hot lap will determine victory here at Monza. So we'll see if they can stay ahead. Hopefully avoid that weird rubber band glitch that hit FIBA last race, and Hero had to pull back in order to let his teammate actually win. That was a weird one. So hopefully we can avoid all that.
Got some breaking news from F1. Nikita Mazepin will not race. He's tested positive for COVID, so Haas will not enter 2 cars.
But what is... I actually just got that on my phone, funnily enough. So what does that mean? Actually, what we'll do is let's go through here. Yes, yeah. That's it. So FIBA will take provisional pole. Congratulations to him. Hero just behind him with 2 tenths on the board there. Potsy in third place for Red Bull. Simdogger, Big Al, Mick Al, T-Mac, Matt Dabry, Batemate, and Trin round out the top 10. Unfortunate there for Artanis, who was disqualified. Unfortunately, because he was facing the wrong way for too long. And Bluey, who did not set a time on the board. So combined YouTuber, the only Alfa Romeo setting a time there. And with Pondon as well, funnily enough, both the Alfa Romeos and Aston Martins at the bottom end of the table. If Mazepin's tested positive for COVID, what does that mean? He would have mingled with drivers, right?
Yeah, well, his post-quali interview, he wasn't wearing a mask either, but I suspect that I think they're all vaccinated. They had to be to get to Abu Dhabi, so I imagine that there's probably a low risk of anyone else being ruled out. But yeah, apparently they're just going to run the one car. Shame they couldn't get Piastri to, just jump in, just wrap up the F2 championship. Isn't
that a shame? Oscar Piastri, arguably one of the greatest up-and-coming talents in the motorsport scene at the moment, especially in the FIA motorsport scene, and he's got no seat.
Well, he's won 3 championships back to back.
Yeah,
he won was a Formula Renault championship, then he won Formula 3 in his rookie year, and then he won Formula 2 in his rookie year.
He's in the Alpine Racer Academy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And in the nicest way possible, I'm looking at you, Joe.
I mean, the expectation is that he'll take Alonso's seat in 2023.
Right. Right. That's exactly right.
So hopefully that's the case. And Doohan as well in his second or third race in F2 puts it on the front row as well. So
it's a good generation for
absolutely
for Australian drivers. As we see our guys going around on the formation lap, of course, the last chance to get some temperature in those tyres, try and put them in the optimal window for the start of the race. Get temperature in the brakes as well.
Interesting comment there from Jacob. Williams' pole usually ends up outside the points.
Right.
So
Right.
We've seen that quite a bit this season, where usually pole is not where you want to start a Tier 1 race from. Because I think up until a couple of rounds ago, no one had won from pole this season. So it's... Can that be interesting? So, have a quick look at the tyres. Everyone except Pacey are on the soft tyre, and Pacey's on the medium. So, going the alternate strategy there. Doesn't have a teammate this evening.
Alrighty then. So they just come around. Parabolica now. They'll all settle into their grid boxes, and then hopefully we'll get a nice, clean start. Usually not the case. It is Monza. Monza turn 1. It's a very unique, it's a very iconic corner, but when it comes to virtual motorsport, not the best. Hell, when it comes to real motorsport, not the best.
A quick shout out to Simdog is starting P4 in the Ferrari. So
yeah, he's done really well.
Normally he's towards the back, but he's really brought his A game tonight. So hopefully he can get a good result for the Scuderia.
I'm going to assume that there must be a deal that Codemasters made that they can't have, because there should be Ferrari flags galore.
Exactly.
So there has to be like a no manufacturer bias, blah blah blah. You know,
which is silly. It's their home race. Anyway.
Oh, I think the lights are counting down. You can see them just on the top left of your screen. They're out. We're away. The race is done, and it's a decent start for both the Williams cars. It looks a decent start for everyone, to be fair. You can see them weaving around, looking at some of the positions. Batemate lost 2. Smitty's gained 3 positions, but through...
3 wide going through the first variant here, and there's a traffic jam. There's a Red Bull around. It looks like Trin, and there's contact with Tanis as well. Bluey's just hit him. And I'll have a quick look and see if there's any wing damage at all. But yeah, it looked like everyone had just completely come to a stop. There's a massive gap now between Switty and Pacey there. You can see the 2 groups on the track map now. And yeah, that's very awkward. Trin down 8 places, Panda down 6. So I wonder if the sister cars have come together.
Well, no damage that I can see on the Red Bull. As we see some of the times get closer and closer here. So Phoebe's still in the lead. Hero behind him. Potsy's doing a great job to stay on top of that as well. Big Al, Mick Simdogger, Matt Dabry, T-Mac, Smitty and Pacey.
Oh, AlphaTauri Panda has gone around at the second Lesmo, and he is out of this race.
Did you happen to see, was that under his own volition? We have a VSC for that, which means the drivers will have to go to a Delta time. It's a safety car. No, it's a full safety car now. Oh my God.
So I was on board with Trin at the time, just came around the corner just to see the AlphaTauri spinning off into the sand and then into the barrier at the exit of the second Lesmo. So not sure what caused that.
Now, just having a look here, FIBA has decided to come into the pits. Really?
The mediums can go the full distance from here, I believe. So we see Pond and Batemate and Tanis doing it as well. Trin coming in too. Now, I wonder if Trin has a bit of wing damage because he was struggling to catch up to the guys in front. We'll just keep an eye on it.
Interesting. Okay.
No wing, just onto the medium tyres. So very cheap pit stop. Especially those guys outside the points already. It's kind of a no-brainer. You're not sacrificing much. But yeah, that big one of FIBA. Big call.
It's 11 positions he's lost because of that. So if he's going to go all the way to the end, and man, 25 laps on those, eh?
Trin has floor damage as well. Apparently Smitty involved. So I'm sure they'll be looked at after the race. So we do have a 12-hour lockout of incident reporting just to let people cool off a little bit. And tomorrow that will unlock, and any incidents that couldn't be resolved through messages will be looked at by the stewards.
Okay, well, we are down a driver now. 17 drivers left in the race. It's only lap 2, as we can see the AMG CrowdStrike safety car leading them around the track there. Hero has taken the lead of the race from FIBA as his teammate has come into the pits and switched to the medium tyre. He wasn't the only person to do so. As you can see, the only person that started on the mediums, I believe, was Pacey. But you now have FIBA, Pondon, Baitmate, Trin, Wahid, and Artanis all on the medium tyre. So that has split it up considerably. Just wondering whether or not that will pay off. Because obviously now they can go straight to the end. They've done their regulation pit stop. Even though I believe you're not supposed to be able to do it under safety car, I think.
No, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
Maybe it's F2 that you can't do that.
F2 you can't.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, I'm getting that confused. Yeah.
F1's okay. You can do it under red flag conditions as well.
Yes, well, that's the big debate, right? that's the
especially after Jeddah, yeah.
That's the big debate. But there's good points that have been raised on both sides of that. I won't go too much into it, but there are good points from both sides as favouring whether or not you should be allowed to touch the cars in that fashion in terms of tyres on the other fence, which is, of course, you can, because red flags usually mean debris. If there's debris, there could be damage. If there's damage, it's unsafe to release a car from the pits on that. So, but, you know, here's the thing, right? You make a decision based on safety. And then as a team, you're gonna have analysts that are gonna leverage that decision in order to make a better strategy call. So even though the first idea is a safety call, people are gonna twist that as best as they can to gain position or to gain whatever it is in terms of race strategy. And that's how it is. And that's why Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport, because it's not just how fast can a person drive around the track. There's so many people involved. I think Christian Horner actually bring it to attention, which is there's 700 people involved. It's not just the people in the pits. It's not just the driver. It's the people back at the factories that are working overtime to try and get maximize every single bit of performance out of their cars. And all of that together is what brings the massive spectacle that is Formula One. But enough about that. The safety car is in this lap, so we will restart. It's up to Hero to get this race underway. Of course, he gets to pull the trigger. He has to make sure that it's nice and easy, not a crazy one. And we'll see.
So Jacob in the pit lane has reported that Panda had major floor damage prior to the crash at the second Lesmo, so that may have contributed to him losing the car. Stars predicting that FIBA to pick up damage by forcing overtakes through the mid-pack confirmed.
All right, well, Hero has decided to take off, and he's actually caught Potty sleeping a little bit. It's a very, very good restart. Pretty textbook, I might add, as FIBA manages to get a position there on Bluey down in 11th place. As they come down to the first chicane, it's looking pretty clean so far. I'm not seeing any major changes. Baitmate manages to fight with Pondon. They're side by side now. As you can see them coming out of the second exit. Baitmate is ahead for now, but it looks like Pondon might just have the legs. No, he decides to slot in, but Trin is now going to make an attack as well. Have a look at the Red Bull looking on the inside. Don't do anything stupid, boys. It's just the safety car restart. There we go. Nice and easy. Pondon lost a lot of speed through there, but still manages to keep the position. And the race is
behind, making the move on Wahid at the second variante chicane as well, up into P16. Oh, as Wahid loses it and he crashes out. The first Lesmo just lost it on the exit curb and he is done.
Well, we are down now to 16 drivers. A yellow flag is out, but it looks like... no, I spoke way too soon. And we have another safety car. And I don't know why that's the case. The car, that would have been cleared by the time they came around. I'm not sure what the game logic is there. I guess it's because it's in the center of the track. Yeah,
it was in the center of the track. It was, IRL, it definitely would have been a safety car. But, yeah, it's very inconsistent, the game sometimes. Sometimes it seems like it's... As Big Al gets a 5 second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as we see all the leaders who didn't pit under the first safety car are coming in now to pit, and they are going to lose so much track position because the field has all bunched up. So all those guys who dropped off at the start are all right up the front now.
Oh,
so
my...
Artanis is up to 6th. Pacey still hasn't pit, but FIBA is effectively leading the race at the moment.
So McLaren in the lead of this race. He takes the lead of the race with one simple trick. Doctors hate him.
Look at Pondon up 12 positions. Both the Aston Martins up 12 positions, and they have already pit. So they had absolutely planned that to perfection. Trin, he does have floor damage, but he's back in a good position. Baitmate as well, up 6 positions from the start. And yeah, P7 down. They've all just lost out majorly by not pitting with the first safety car.
Psycho in the chat just pointing out Stars' comment. This did not age well. It did not. It did not. All right, so there you go. You can see the position changes on your screen now. Pacey with 13 positions gained, but unfortunately, he does have to pit, so that won't last for too long. We'll see how it develops. Feber, of course, there's no way he could have known that this is what would have happened, but in any case, he's profited from it. But as Gus alluded to, the real profiteers here are Pondon and Artanis. Aston Martin have done that to a T. Now, hopefully, they'll have to keep that momentum. They'll have to keep ahead because they're going to have a lot of people attacking them. Just to point out, Hero is directly behind Artanis. So, you can fully expect a massive push there. And with that obviously means that every single driver on the grid right now is on the medium tyre. See them swerving there, the AMG safety car. Taking them around the track. They're all bunched up, so I would assume this would be the last lap there. It'll come in and we'll be able to get this underway, and then we'll see just how well Pacey can restart this grid. Because you can expect Feber to be full attack mode from that. Jacob Meister. Expect the front runners to claw back up before the DRS train, though. Fair? Jeez, everything happening right now, and it's only lap 6 of 27.
We just got the. We were all expecting the DRS train. We're just getting the safety car train today.
That's it, right? Yeah. And it's really funny just watching this, right? Because, like, in real life, you always see the lead car almost always just pushing the line of wanting to overtake the safety car, right? And it happens here too. Like, they just can't help it. Like, if you're in a car, like a Formula 1 car, and you know that temperatures are so important, and it's like, how are you going to be, ooh, man, slowing down just out of the exit? I mean, nobody's hit anybody, so we're okay. And you can see, look at this. This is going to be excellent masterwork here. Pacey, one of the...
the Magello going on at the back there, 2-3 wide.
Yeah, so just have a look here. Pacey, an experienced driver here. Expect this to be... This actually reminds me of one of my favorite pieces of video of all time, which is, and I can't remember the track and I can't remember the year, but everybody is swerving left and right to get tire temperature, and Kimi is just going dead straight. He's the Iceman.
That was good.
There we go. Pacey has decided to pull it, and it looks pretty good based on the restart here. Oh, someone's off!
Haas is off. That's bait, mate, in that really good position we called before, and he's down to dead last. Let's have a look if he's got any wing damage. It looks okay, but maybe just some cold tires.
Looks like Bluey trying to do a late break here upon Pondon at the back. And he's, I don't know if he squeezed it out. They're still side by side. He's managed to shoe up. There we go. So Pondon will have to slot him behind. Bluey up in a 14th place. T-Mac and Matt Dabry trade places as well, as they're now coming down.
Feber's taking the lead from Pacey as well, so that did not last long at all.
Oh, he's bumped him. The Alpine has to go off track. Oh, contact. Oh, and the Simdogger. Simdogger hits the wall there. Looks like he got away with damage, though. If I had to guess, I don't see any end plates missing. Might have floor damage with that, but nothing that I can see straight away. Hero and Trin trade places as well as they get down to the Ascari chicane. You can see the Red Bull just... Oh, Potty overtook as well. I think that might have been a let pass, though.
Looks like he's got a little bit of side pod damage. He just had a massive snap of oversteer in the middle of Ascari, so he may be nursing that Haas home, I think.
Well, it looked like a good restart up until they came through there. Fever will take the fastest lap now of the race at 122.8 on the medium tyre.
Into the pits, he's got some damage, the Ferrari. So must have had some lime green wing. I'll have a quick look and see if he's got wing damage. And yes, he is getting a new front wing.
So lap 8 of 27, plenty of race left to go. You can see Feber well and truly away, 1.6 seconds between him and Pacey behind. Oh, as we see Hero just dip a shoe right into the grass there. That's going to cost him time. And Potsy's going to try and capitalize on this as well. Have a look at the Williams. It seems a bit dancey. That's one of the side effects of having a low downforce setup. But I'm just curious as to how low it might actually be. Here we go. Hero looking to try and take it on the left side of Pacey. It's going to be pretty easy. No DRS, of course. We just had the safety car restart. It'll be a couple of laps until that comes back. But the Williams has managed to make the move regardless. Up in a second place, and it looks like Potsy from Red Bull might just do the same. Hits the overtake. That's an interesting place to overtake. There's almost no track left, but he gets it done. So, means to an end. Potsy up in the third place. As we see race control enable DRS, that was a very interesting place to overtake. He had a lot of room on the left, chose not to. I mean, no harm, no foul, I guess. But that's a Danny Ricciardo overtake. That's what that was. Yeah, the grass, it's just a bit of slippery track. Just looking at some of these times now. Big Al's doing a very good job at keeping right behind the McLaren here. It looks like the McLaren might actually be suffering from some performance issues. However, Big Al does have a penalty to his name. 5 seconds to be exact.
Oh, we've got the Alpine. The Exeter second Variante went onto the grass. I think he's got some wing damage now.
Oh, he's
really struggling to make the Lesmos.
I can't see any.
I think it might be side pod or floor damage from Jacob in the pit lane.
Yeah, floor damage makes ram the curb earlier. Yep, no worries. You could see Pondon getting straight past him. No issues at all. And that's a shame, as he is the only Alpine driver at the moment, as Wahid did crash out earlier. As Big Al overtakes Pacey.
Just got past, yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Jump on board with T-Mac here, currently in 9th position, as he's trying to catch up the other of the Red Bulls. Oh, and he's going to do it. That's a much better exit. He's also got the overtake on. That'll help a lot. Using all the battery to its effectiveness, and he gets up in 8th place, and it might look like Trin will try and catch him on the inside. No, looks like he'll play the safe game.
And Trin's got quite a bit of bodywork damage as well, so he'll be struggling to hold position against some of these guys as well.
We get a sector 1.
Sector 1. It looks like the Alpine. Oh, Hero's gone off. He's had quite a moment. He's lost his entire front wing. He has no front wing at all. So I think he's touched the grass on the exit at the first Variante, and he's gone into the wall. Lucky not to retire like we saw Wahid retire. But he is all the way down at 15th, and he's going to have to pit out of sync from everyone else. So his race is pretty well done unless he gets a lucky safety car later on.
Yeah, he's going to be very, very careful. That's going to be an absolute pig to drive. On the way back, no downforce on the front. I understand this is a low downforce circuit, but that's a bit extreme. You want something so you can make these turns. You can see just how much that front right, is locking up as he's trying to make it around the curves. But interestingly, and something that I didn't pick up, Simdogger is still 20 seconds behind. And when did that happen?
So he had wing damage after the safety car restart, so he came straight into this. Remember the second Variante, he touched the wall, so he didn't get line green damage from that.
That's right,
so
that's
he came
right.
straight in afterwards.
He came into the pits, that's correct. My apologies, I do remember that, as Potty sets the fastest lap there at 122.4, so of course Hero will have to come in and get that fixed. Let's jump back up. Couple of positions up the grid there. 4th, as Big Al gets overtaken by the AlphaTauri of Mikau. As we got a cheer. Thank you, Nimbus, for the 15 bits. Much appreciated. Glad I stumbled onto this channel. This is sick. We do our best. We're glad you're enjoying it. And to everyone who is watching, thank you so much. Hopefully you are enjoying this from wherever it is in the world that you are tuning in from. As we have a sector 2, and it looks like Trin's retired.
There's
that's massive!
The safety car.
That is massive. That's a massive incident. We didn't catch exactly what happened, but oh, sorry, that did not work, did it? Hold on, let's have a look here. Look at that. We'll let that replay one more time. Here we go. Look at that. That's oh.
He's just lost it on the exit, and because he's got that bodywork damage, I'd say he's just not been able to catch any oversteer that he's got. Doesn't look like there was anyone really around him that he may have been battling with, but yeah, this has definitely helped Hero, as we see Artanis and Pacey both come into the pits. Pacey still on those mediums that he started the race on, so he'll be on. He's going to go softs. He's going to have to go softs or hards here because, yeah, he's on softs to the end of the race, so that'll do it, but be a bit awkward towards the end, as we see. I think Mattia Dabri's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits.
That's 2 now. 2 people that have been caught by that. And now we're down 3 drivers, and this is something where the question has to be asked, which is like, what are the scenarios where this is happening? So we haven't caught these on the broadcast. These have happened a bit further back from where we're spectating, but it's like, is it just people going too gung-ho that's causing these scenarios? Is it just a driver mistake? Because from what I understand, the majority of the incidents that have happened are due to earlier damage to floor, side pod, and things like that. And it's just one of those things where it's like, it's lap 1. It was lap 1, lap 2. It's...
Ooh, Hero's had a spin at the first variant chicane, trying to catch the back of the safety car train. He's pointing the right way, no damage done, but just want to point out that Hero had a little bit of a spin. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's mostly people nursing injuries from the opening few laps. I think that's the thing with, you know, it may only be a 50% race, but it's still a long race. It's 45 minutes. You can ruin your race on lap 1. Like, if you go into aggressive or you don't back out when, you know, I think sometimes drivers, while they may be in the right and be entitled to space, sometimes you've got to read the room and who you're battling with and just kind of give someone else a bit more space than you would someone else that you know you can race a bit more with. So, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. Panda and Trin in particular, I think those two picking up damage from the same incident right at the start of the race. I think that's kind of a byproduct. And then we got Mattia Dabri as well, who's just hit the curb too hard and just damaged his car. So that can also just be a lack of practice. I know Mattia Dabri is one of our reserve drivers, so he may not have had as much time to practice the track. And those especially with such a flat out track, if you to be fast, you have to use every millimeter. And if you've not been practicing that line, you run a little bit wide, you launch over a curb and your car's done. So I think there's a little bit of both of that at the moment. But yeah, we've seen some very aggressive driving as well. So I think everyone just needs to take a bit of a chill pill. We would like to have, you know, maybe like not burnt Mylander, have the most laps led at the end of the race would be good.
Yeah, a wise man once said, to finish first you must finish. And so you do have to take that in mind when you're doing these multi-lap races. You have to get your car back in one piece, and the less pieces your car has, it might be weight reduction, but it's not necessarily a performance improvement, especially on high aero cars such as Formula 1. So,
Stars in the chat calling out that Mattia Dabri's on the hard tyre, so he's not helping himself there. The hards are not a great tyre here, especially with 14 laps to go. They're going to be slow, but they will make the distance, but the softs will probably make the distance. But yeah, it's an interesting call, but I guess his race is kind of over. He's kind of just making up the numbers at the moment with all that damage that his car's sustained.
Alrighty, so we will be... What's a late call?
Very
Race
late
control? How does he even prepare for that?
Yeah.
Look at this!
As he come into the pits, oh, look at the back, we got 3 wide. Everyone's caught out. Matt looks like he's coming in to get better tyres, but that was a very late call from race control. What is Massey doing up there? T-Mac
has lost so badly in that restart that...
They made as well. It's Hero, big lunge into turn 1, and his car's going everywhere. I think Pondon and someone else just cut the corner. Artanis, I think both the Aston Martins just cutting turn 1.
I don't know what FIBA exactly could have done, because he was not given any time by race control there at all.
No, definitely not. Oh, side by side going into the second variante. Pacey and Bluey. Pacey did well not to lose it, but he's lost a position out of it.
So Hero will take the profit from that. Oh, he might even just pick up another one here on blue as they come into the second. Lesmos chucks it on the inside and managed to make it stick.
Oh, how did he not die?
What a catch there.
How did he not die?
And
how did he not take Pacey with him?
What a catch. We'll just go back, have a look at this. So you can see Hero just take the inside there and then, yeah, dips a shoe into the sand. Woo! Kept it. Well, good job.
Chill pill, guys. You've taken something else. It's
Yeah.
definitely not a chill pill.
He's managed to keep that. It looks like Pondon might just overtake his teammate here as he goes around the outside of Parabolica.
Bieber's cleared DRS range of Potsy as well. 1.4 second lead.
Oh, have a look at Hero. I think Hero's going to try and mix it up here as well. So, Tannis goes into the pits. Okay, that's where he went. I was like, he just disappeared.
Wing damage. Yeah.
So there we go. So Hero will overtake this. Man, Hero's making so many positions now. Oh, as Pondon spins, he's out. He's gone. No damage, though. And a great little flick there. I'll give him points for that.
Batemate went a little bit deep into turn 1 as well. Bluey's been able to make up 2 positions, passing Batemate and Pondon. So he's up into P11, almost in the points.
Let's jump to the far front end of the grid here. Potsy in 3rd position, chasing down Big Al. The Mercedes in 2nd. Big Al, of course, with that 5-second penalty still looming. And FIBA again, 1.5 seconds ahead. These guys just... It's just another level. Guy's so quick. And of course, again, with another safety car restart, no DRS yet.
Lost it at a sky.
Oh, that's massive.
And he's in the wall, and there goes his wing, and he's rolling onto the track. Do not block the racing line. He's got a bit of a gap to Mattia Dabri. And he's going to come into the pits. I think he's got quite a bit of bodywork damage. You could see him struggle to get through Ascari there and just lost it on the exit.
Yeah, it was a big spin. You could catch it just on the external. And he will have to come in. So Matt Dabry will probably get a position there, as will Artanis. Back up to the front now. You did see the prompt there, race control. So DRS is now enabled, lap 16 of 27. So expect some maneuvers down the back straight and the main. Potsy following Big Al here. Well within the 1 second mark as they go through the second Lesmo. Just watch that DRS indicator. Goes green. The wing opens. And watch the speed difference. With the overtake button well and truly pressed down. He'll make it right past the Mercedes with no problem at all. So Red Bull up into P2. As we see combined YouTuber very, very close at the back there as well. He's chasing down Hero in the Williams.
Hero's just got past him. So, yeah, good little move into Ascari there for Hero. And now he's right on the back of Smitty.
Oh, if he tries to take the inside of Parabolica here, no. Okay, he plays it safe because he knows he'll have DRS coming out of the back. He even got a better exit too. He's going to get the move done and he'll have DRS because he went through the detection zone. Oh, and poor Haas, look at that. And he's gone. Combined YouTuber is going to make a move here as well. Will he try and go up on the inside? Oh, Smitty moving a bit much there. Arguable if it was in the braking zone. They come together. Yeah, I don't think there's any damage for either of them. In any case, could have been well avoided.
Simdogger's got past Pacey as well, moves up to P9, so trying to get some of those spots back he lost earlier with the second pit stop as combined gets past Smitty.
Tanner setting the fastest lap now, 122.001.
Mate is he's crashed at the exit of Ascari, and we have another safety car. Burn Mylander is back on track.
Oh boy, one more and it's bingo, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to have your cards ready. I don't think we can have 5. I think you can... Oh, no, you could, because you can have a...
I think you can.
All right, if we get 5, that's bingo. For sure,
10
right?
laps to go. How many safety cars will we see?
Unbelievable. Now, the question is, 17 to 27, 10 laps. Do we see some people pit for softs?
Possibly, but the field's so bunched up, and look like Pacey is just on 4-lap old softs, so he's in a pretty decent position. Artanis as well on fresh softs, in a good position. I think you got to stay out. I think it's you just lose too much track position unless you trick everyone into doing it as well. Yeah, we see FIBA, Potsy, Big Al does pit. Big Al has 8 seconds worth of penalties, so he'll probably serve the 5-second penalty now, which will drop him down to 3. Artanis as well has a 3-second penalty, Seb, who's asking in the chat. So yeah, there's a bug in the game which lets you serve a 5-second penalty in the pits, which under safety car, which of course you cannot do in real life, but Codemasters clearly have some sort of issue with their pit stops.
So look at that. Big Al, Simdogger, Pacey, Bluey, and Pond and all come into the pits there. And they've all changed tyres. Pacey's actually switched to fresh mediums.
It's an interesting strat. Maybe accidentally pick the mediums.
So we can see Bait in the chat there just saying that he's had floor damage since lap 3 and unfortunately caused safety car as the car was uncontrollable. Which tends to be the case. These cars, again, all those fancy bits that you see coming off, they're there for a reason. And when they're not there, then things go a little bit sideways.
And Ascari is one of those chicanes where you have to ride the curbs, but if you just do it a slightly wrong way, you'll get loose, and if you've got floor and body damage, you're just not going to be able to save it.
All right, well, there we go. Update. Lap 18 of 27. So we have 9 laps left in the race. We are under safety car conditions. Last car on the track is Artanis there. As he chases up the grid, I will assume that the safety car will go around one more time. However, this thing seems to have a mind of its own, as sometimes it calls the safety car off right here, which is ridiculous.
I think it's going to wait this time. Not too far away. Artanis is just coming up into Ascari now, so should just be one more lap.
Alrighty there. So, FIBA in the lead of this race. 16 lap old medium tyres. This will be good. Obviously, reduce the amount of wear that'll be on them. The question will be, the guys that have pit in for softs, will they have enough performance in those tyres to make up the positions between now and the end of the race? I would assume that for some of these they will. So Big Al will definitely push hard, I expect. Considering he's also still got the 3-second penalty there. Served the 5 seconds in the pit lane. It still has 3. Artanis also has 3 for the corner cut. Which might have actually been an unforced error. It might have been a forced error because I believe he was trying to avoid someone, but I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah, both of the Aston Martins went across that chicane at the safety car restart. So, yeah, it's possible that if it's going to change his position at the end of the race, that he could get it overturned. But currently he's down in 14th with, I think, some bodywork damage. So he will be in for a pretty tall order to gain some positions from here.
So the safety car is in the set. That's a more sensible call, race control. I'm just telling them at the Ascari chicane is much better than telling them halfway through Parabolica. So here we are, FIBA again in the lead of the race. Much better prepared. Now FIBA does really good safety car restarts. He manages to catch people well off guard. I wonder if he'll be able to do it again. I'll just jump on board with him and we'll go through. Oh, there it is. He's turned on the overtake. Look, there you go. There's the example. He just manages to catch him exactly well. It might only be 5/10, but 5/10 is a lot, especially when you come out and look. It's already out. It's almost out to 8/10. He's left them again. Oh, what a restart. As we go through the grid here, and then there's a massive gap between Hero and everyone else. So you've got a nice pocket of 5 cars at the front, and then everyone else. Big Al might even try and do a dive down the inside. He chooses not to. Stays well in the queue. Oh, but I think he's going to get... he might get Smitty. Oh, jeez, they come together. Oh, Smitty's around. Oh, he's taking him out as well.
Big Al's around as well.
Oh, that's big. Oh, it's unfortunate.
Smitty missing his left end plate. Having a look at Big Al now, who's down in 13th after that. Has got no front wing at all. So after being in such a good position on that safety car restart, it's all over for Big Al.
And here's the honest truth here. I'm gonna go back to the replay now, really quickly, and you tell me. I have a feeling that's not Smitty's fault. because Big Al clips him on the back, which causes Smitty to go to the right side, to the left side of the track, and when he swings back, look, the snap is there. So I don't know how Simdog avoided that. This is well done from everyone behind. Watch it one more time here. See, there's the touch right there. That's just unfortunate, really.
Ascari, he's dropped down to P12. Mattia Dabri's made it past Pacey. Simdog had just passed combined YouTuber for P6.
And here's the soft tyres coming into their own. Big Al was one of the favourites, but of course that incident has put him all the way down to the bottom as he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane again. This is not his race, that's for sure. As we see Simdog profiting from those soft tyres, now up in a 6th place. As we see both Smitty and Big Al coming into the pits. Not much choice there, both with massive damage to the car. 6 laps to go in the race. Feeber well and truly ahead, but Potsy is close behind.
And Feeber's on those old tyres. He's on the oldest medium tyres out of anyone else on the grid at the moment. 18 laps. Everyone else is on 15, apart from Hero, who's on 9.
Jump back a couple of positions. 9th place here. Have a look at the Alpine chasing down Pondon, both on fresh softs. Behind YouTuber there, 15-lap-old mediums. He knows he has 2 very fast cars approaching. The question is, what kind of defense are we expecting from them? Just trying to stay in the tow as they come down towards the final turn. Oh, and the Alpine gets to the apex a lot quicker as we have DRS enabled now. So I wonder if that'll count from here. No, it won't. That'll be from the next lap onwards. And have a look at this. It's going to be a drag race. Pondon's going to get boxed in. He's got to be careful. He has to know that the Alpine's on the side. Combined YouTuber managing to stay ahead. Oh, and it's side by side for the Aston Martin and the Alpine. But Matt Dabry manages to make it work. And it was a very clever play because Matt Dabry boxed him in. Pondon was catching up to the Alfa Romeo very, very quickly, but couldn't move left because Matt Dabry was there. He tried to move left, and there was a little bit of argy-bargy, but it was, no damage. It was fair. But great move from the Alpine. Knew exactly where he had to put that car and profited from it. 8th position now.
Smitty's about to go a lap down. He's got a lot of bodywork damage. See if you yellow flags go up on that lap. He lost it at the 2nd Lesmo and at Ascari.
There we go, Matt Dabry making another position again. Manages to get past combined YouTuber, now up in the 7th place. If we have a look at the positions gained, he started 8th, so he's only up by 1. But considering all the chaos, I'd say that's good. As Pondon now trying to make the move on the Alfa Romeo.
Bluey's just got through Pacey as well. Pacey looks like he's got some bodywork damage as well. Had a big moment in the middle of Ascari, and that gave Bluey the run he needed into Parabolica.
Have a look at this. The Aston Martins. Combined YouTuber goes to the left. Artanis and Pondon both with DRS. I'm just wondering what the attack's going to look like here. They both back out, and they choose to play the safe game.
Changes for the lead. Potsy is now in the lead of Feeber, and Hero and Mika have just swapped places as well for P3.
As we can see, Pondon at the back there, probably going to take the position from Combined YouTuber coming into the De La Rocha chicane. Yep, there you can see it on the board there. We'll just stay on board with Mikau though. As we saw the positions change, so Potsy again now in the lead. Big Al with his fastest time there, a 1:21.4. With the extra championship point being taken away thus far. And have a look at Feeber. Rapidly encroaching on the back of this Red Bull now. And my question is, will we see a bit of leapfrog for the last couple of laps? Do we have a Sector 3 yellow flag? And it's Smitty, I believe. That's a bad place. He's spun. He's off the track right now, but he's got to be very careful how he rejoins. Looking at Feeber there. He's looking for the inside. Stay on board with Hero. Is this the best view for now? Feeber makes the corner. Well done. That is great racing from both of those guys.
3 wide into turn 1. Bluey, Tannison combined. They managed to sort it out. Smitty doing really well to stay out of the way as well.
Oh, here we go. Hero's going to try and make a jump here too. And this is some very, very good, respectable racing that you're watching now. Nobody's making moves that are too out there or too outlandish. Potty doing a very good job to keep ahead. FIBA in the lead of the race, but the DRS zone's coming. You can see the rear wing of the Honda open. And Hero's in here as well. Oh, Potty had a bit of a problem there. You can see the wing drop out. That's going to cost him some time. It's happening again. I think Potty's brake is just a bit on. I think his brake's riding. That wing shut. Oh, that came on and off a bunch of times down that straight. That's going to cost him. He's going to get that under control.
Just on board with him now. There's nothing on the input telemetry, so unless he was doing something just to stay behind FIBA, as we see Pacey's had a spin at the exit of Ascari. Maybe he was just turning it off himself just to reduce his speed so he wouldn't be forced to pass FIBA because he knows.
You know what? I think you're onto something here. Here we have a look at this. Have a look at this. Hard braking, massive lock-up!
Williams nearly hit each other.
Max Verstappen-esque late braking into the first turn at Monza. That went really bad for Max Verstappen, but really well for Potsy. Up in the first place. He's just turning it off. Mind games, there you go. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a Tier 1 driver. So Potsy now in the lead of this race. FIBA and Hero close behind. Mikau also in the running. Team Mac a little bit far behind, but still not out of this race. 2 laps left to go. And it's all to play for. None of these guys with penalties. Touch wood. I really hope I don't curse anybody there. So here we go. We'll jump on board with Hero here. Now, I have a feeling that Hero might actually be faster than his teammate right now. Oh, this might be risky. Okay, there we go. Pulling it back just a little bit. Not wanting to make the move through there. So it looks like the more optimal move will be on the main straight, but obviously not on the last lap. You'll want to get that done at Ascari. This Red Bull is about to have Armageddon rain upon him in the upcoming laps. And it'll be up to him to try and mount an absolute monster defense to keep them at bay. Hero, I think the Williams might actually be having a mini race of their own. Have a look at this. So FIBA's going to slot into the air. And I think Hero might try and make a double overtake. Oh, Potsy gave him just enough room, but not enough to make the overtake. The wheels come together. There's no damage. But I think... Oh, and have a look at Mikau. He's all up in this as well. Hero gets unstuck. Oh, the AlphaTauri absolutely profits from that. So Hero drops down into 4th place.
Got a great little battle as well for P9. Pond and Bluey going side by side through the first Variante, and I think Bluey's going to get it done through Curva Grande and into the second Variante now.
Oh, there is moves everywhere. FIBA taking the lead of this race. Potsy managed to keep behind, and then Mikau profited massively from that. Managed to jump into 3rd. So now it's 2 Williams, and in effect... 2 Red Bulls. I know it's an AlphaTauri, but they're part of the same parent company, so who cares? There's a Sector 3 yellow flag. It looks like Pacey might be having some troubles yet again as he comes through. Parabolica. There's Potsy. Again, not overtaking on the back straight. And we'll jump on board with Hero now because this is going to be the best way to watch it. Actually, probably up into Mikau now. Have a look. Oh, what's happening there? Whoa, that's a massive break. Oh, I have questions.
Or has he done it for Verstappen?
I have questions. I don't know if that's okay. I don't know if that's okay. Look at them forcing each other. Oh, it's hard racing. Potsy's going to take a look at Mikau. He's like a rocket. Shooting down into turn 1. He might actually get the move done. Oh, they're all together. They're all together there. Mikau's in 2nd place. He's going to get the move done, and he does. The Williams are behind, but here's the problem. The problem is they're going to have DRS, and Mikau is now a 2nd behind Potsy, so he's going to get attacked again. But I think the question in the back of everyone's mind is, what was FIBA doing slowing down that much before Parabolica?
Probably to try and get DRS, trying to get Potsy to go past him. Stars just called that out in the chat.
Oh, FIBA's around, I think! Something has happened!
He is! FIBA's around, he's gone off at the 2nd Lesmo.
Oh!
He's gone off at exactly the same place. I'm just trying to check if he's got any wing damage. He's all the way down in 11th now.
Oh, Hero's out! T-Mac! T-Mac is out! Oh, and one of the Aston Martins is gone as well. What is happening at the back end of this race? It's the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. But of all of the things that have happened, one person stood above the rest. It's Potsy from Red Bull, and he will cross the line and take the win. He'll take the win here at Monza, and Mikau will take second place. And I have no idea what happened in the back end, but my God, it's mind-boggling. One of the guys in chat, Karma for FIBA, ooh, that's a harsh comment, but I feel like there might be some truth to it because all of this was kickstarted by that one move. All of it, because Mikau got into position because of it. Potsy had to make a swerve maneuver. Honestly, there are questions to be had, and I think the stewards are going to have quite a long night ahead of them, analyzing everything that's coming out as we get more POVs requested, because that's a mess of a back end of a race. In any case, I don't want to take anything away, because Potsy did a great drive at the end there to stay in the lead, or to take the lead rather, and stay well ahead in that last lap, and Mikau as well, managing to profit from all of that. But questions?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happened with Artanis, because I thought he had a puncture, but it was just his rear tyres were so cooked that he could not drive in a straight line after coming out of Ascari. But also, look at the Alfa Romeos. They jumped up to, I think, 6th and 8th place when they were battling Pondon for P10. So great work by them just to hang it in there. And all the dramas at the front just really, really helped them out.
All right, well, that is the race over. You saw the driver of the day there, given to Bluey. Well done, sir. And Potsy with the win of the race. And I'm still trying to understand exactly all of the things that transpired there. But in any case, here we are. So Potsy with the win. And 25 points will go to him. Mikau in second place for AlphaTauri. Matt Dabry, look at that. The reserve driver up into third because of all of that chaos. Great points.
His race was absolutely done because he had bodywork damage. He'd pit onto the hard tyres. He was dead last under the safety car.
But have a look at that.
Never give up.
Exactly. Never give up. Simdogger, 4th position for Ferrari. Which is funny because he started 4th, so congratulations to you. Hero finishes 5th and picking up a 3-second penalty at the end. Bluey for Alfa Romeo in 6th place. Pondon in 7th. Combined YouTuber FIBA and Artanis round out the top 10. FIBA was in the lead of this race and dropped down to 9th position. It's a massive upset. Big Al will take the fastest lap, but no championship point as he is outside the top 10. And then, of course, 4 DNFs in that race. Batemate, Trin, Wahid, and Panda. And, oh my God, I'm going to have to get back my voice because I think I yelled the house down. Now, that is Tier 1 done, but it is not AFR done for the night. We do have Tier 2 just around the corner. So, please stick around for that. But from us, that is all. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been Kuno Zero. This has been Gus Rules, and we will catch you on the next one. Goodbye for now.
Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break the keys, spread your toxicity, your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it through. Enough to go insane, living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, life's telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I brush you off?